As we take a moment to lie down on therapy balls in our shoulders, let go of the need to make sure they're perfectly aligned. And as long as they're under the soft tissue of our upper traps, just allow them to be there. And let's focus on our breath. Feel it move in and out through our nose. Feel our breath move deep into our belly. And placing one hand on our belly and one hand on our chest, and they can be off to the side. They don't have to be directly centered. I want you to notice where your breath goes. Can we feel our breath move deep into the lowest part of our ribs and stay soft through our chest? Feeling the connection of being grounded with our breath. Allowing the back of our body to sink heavy. To feel the connection of our breath and our body. Today, as we focus on being grounded, we don't live in the past and we don't live in the future. Being grounded means that we're being present in this very moment, from each second of our day, that we're living in the moment. Notice how it feels to breathe in this moment. Not 2 seconds ago, not what our expectations are for the future, but right now. Taking this opportunity of being present through the rest of our practice, let's extend our hands up to the ceiling. Let our shoulders rest heavy. Allowing our soft tissue through our upper shoulders to wrap around our therapy balls. As we stay present in our breath, in our body, let's begin to scan other areas of our body. The muscles of our face, our hands, our arms, scanning one area at a time. Moving all the way down to our shoulders, our chest, our upper back, our neck. Just feeling and observing. Coming back to our upper shoulders, where the therapy balls are. Observing how they feel now. Throughout much of our day, we take in a lot of information. We take it in many different directions, many different ways. And we try to process all of that at once. Can we be in the moment processing what's going on in our shoulders right here, right now? Not what they were doing a few minutes ago, but right now. Can we let this be simple? Can we allow what we find and what we experience to be okay? Can we give it space, permission? Just take one hand slightly back and one hand slightly forward and just hold. Experiencing our shoulders, our arms, and then slowly switch. And bring our hands up, open up our arms out like wings. As we keep our arms out and our eyes closed, I want you to experience this feeling as we walk our feet in close to our hips. And then I want you to actively push our feet into the floor as if we were pushing our weight back into our shoulders. Noticing that we're taking a little more weight into our shoulders. And then relax our feet. Let's do that again. Press our feet into the floor, push back so that the therapy balls move into our shoulders just a little bit deeper. And as they do so, make sure that it's comfortable for you. And then relax, let our feet, lower body soften. And taking our left hand, reach it up to the ceiling. Let's cross it over our body towards our right arm. And then we're going to slowly lower our knees over to the right. Taking a little more weight to the right side of our body into the therapy ball. Then bringing our knees back up. Take our left hand, reach it up to the ceiling and then out to the side. Take our right arm, reach it up and then over to our left side. And it doesn't matter where it lands, it's where it lands for you. Then take our knees, lower them over to the left. And again, we're just taking more weight to the left side of the therapy ball. Taking our right hand up to the ceiling and out to the side. Let's lift our knees. Walk our feet out wider than hip width distance apart. And then we're going to rock our knees side to side. Noticing how it feels to shift our weight. Maybe let our head rock side to side in the same direction as our feet or as our knees. And bringing our knees and our head to center, let's walk our feet back in. Remove the therapy balls out from underneath our shoulders and then draw our knees into our chest. With knees hugged in, let's rock side to side. Come back to center. Let's either rock forward or back, roll over to one side, and then we're going to come up to standing at the front of our mat. From our standing position, let's inhale, reach our hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend our knees, hinge forward from our hips, and fold. Let our head hang. Let our shoulders relax. Let our arms get heavy. Doesn't matter if we touch the floor or not. We're just letting go through the upper body, through the back of the body. Begin to shake our heads, yes. Shaking our heads, no. Bringing our heads back to center. Let's step our right foot back into lunge. Find a strong foundation, then rise all the way up. Reaching our hands up to the ceiling, tucking our tailbone a little bit. Feel the front of our ribs hug in. And then actively pull our head back. Let our arms hang at our side. Lift our shoulders up. Holding and breathing. And then lower them down. Lift them up again. Roll them back. Pull them down. And relax. Again, lifting our shoulders up. Roll them back, hold. And then lower them down and relax. Lift up. Roll back, actively pull down and hold. Heads pulled back and relax. Take our hands down to the floor, step back to plank. Lower all the way down. Cobra, opening our heart. Lowering back down. Tap the mat with our nose and lift back up into Cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up into Cobra, hugging our elbows in tight. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, connecting breath with movement. Pick one area of your body at a time to focus on as you lift up into your Cobra. Notice how that same spot feels when you lower down. The movement you're familiar with, the movement you know. You know how to engage your body, to find this position, and then to let it go. But as you pick just one spot to focus on, notice how that spot feels. It could be your tailbone, it could be your low back, it could be mid-back, it could be shoulders, it could be your feet, it could be anything. It could be your eyebrows. Just notice how it feels in this movement. Can you create a little more awareness in that spot? Can you be a little more present in that spot? Can you notice how the movement, how your breath, how everything that you're doing in this moment affects that spot? And lower down, sliding our hands underneath our forehead. And pause, noticing how that spot feels. Knowing there's no right or wrong answer, this is just an opportunity to connect, to build presence within our body. And though there's nothing wrong with being in the past or being in the future from time to time, the problem becomes when we live there, when we spend a lot of time there. Learning to take moments where you can be present, to create these practices of being present, helps bring a little balance to our mind, our body, our breath, our life. Rechecking in with that spot. And take our hands, slide them around to the side of our chest. Hug our bellies in a lot. Press up and back to downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, let's rise up tall into the balls of our feet. Holding. Then pressing our right heel down to the floor. Option to stay here if this feels okay for our shoulders, our upper body. If it doesn't, lower down to child's pose. Rise up tall again. Lift our tailbone up a little bit higher. Press our left heel down. Lifting our left heel back up, coming up tall onto the balls of our feet. Lift our tailbone up a little bit taller. And then walk forward. Folding at the front of our mat. Checking in with how we feel through our upper body. Inhale, lift up halfway. Shining our heart forward. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees, rise all the way up. Hands come together in front of our heart. Step our right foot back again. Lunge. Then pivot on our feet. Face the side of our mat. And then inhale, rise up. Lift our chest. Let our shoulders soften down. Then bring our hands to our hips. And then we're going to hinge forward from our hips. So reaching our tailbone back, tip our hips forward, slide our hands down our leg, and with a flat back, I want you to hold at your end range of motion. From this position, think about your upper thighs and feel them rotate in. As you keep your inner thighs rotated in, I want you to check in with your feet, the arches of your feet. Feel them lift up. Press down through the outside of your feet. Let your toes remain light, as if you didn't even need them at all in this particular position. It's okay if your knees are soft. It's okay if they're bent a lot. We're just looking for a hinge at the hips with a flat back. Feeling rotation in our legs and a solid foundation in our feet. Then bend our knees a lot, lower our hips, bring our heels in, toes out. Sink our hips down, keep our hands on our legs, and let our arms be a part of this foundation that we're creating in this pose. Knees are pressing out. Spine is long, and we're letting our hips sink down. Let them be heavy, as if we were using our arms to create a lot of length in our low back. Like we were trying to separate our hips from our ribs. And though we're not actually doing that, we're just creating a little bit of traction in that area. By letting the hips sink down, let the legs support your hips. Let your arms support your upper body, so that everything between our ribs and our hips can soften. Then lift our hips up, turn our toes forward, reach our tailbone back, and I want you to find cow pose. Open up our heart. Exhale, round our back. Hug our bellies in a lot. Inhale, open up our heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Continue to flow. Inhale. And exhale. Allow your movement to be quick. Allow your breath to stay fast. Allow it to be deep Then come back to a neutral spine. Walk your feet in a little bit. Still keep them a little bit wide. Reach our hands up to the ceiling. Nice big inhale. Exhale, let our upper body go and fold over our lower body. Let our head hang, neck and shoulders relax. Bend our knees, take our gaze forward, rise back up. We're going to do that again. Exhale deeply. I want you to make a big ha sound as if you're letting everything go. Fold, sweeping our arms back. Hold. Bend our knees, find strong legs. Rise up. Walk our feet in a little bit closer so they're more hip width distance apart. And we're going to do that again. Exhale, folding. Sweep our arms back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Continue flowing. Your breath. Big exhale as you fold. Feel free to exaggerate the breath. One more time. Come up. Release our arms to our side. Step forward, front of our mat. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Lunge. Rise all the way up. Our arms come back to our side. Front knee bent, tailbone tucked. Lift our shoulders up. Let them go. Lift them up, roll them back, pull them down, and let them go. Lift up, roll back, hold, and let go. Lift up, roll back, pull down, hold, and let go. Take our hands down to the floor. Step back, plank. Lower all the way down. Hands come underneath our forehead. Pause. Notice our breath. Allow ourselves to soften into this position. Allow our heart rate to slow down, our body soften. Let this be easy. Slide our hands around to the side of our chest. Press up and back to child's pose. Walk our hands underneath our shoulders. Press ourselves up. We're going to grab a hold of both of our blocks. Place them in front of us at a level 2. Then we're going to place our forearms on our blocks. Blocks are about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to let our head hang down towards the floor. Rising back up. We're going to lift our blocks up to level 3. Forearms are going to come on the blocks. And this time I want you to lower down just to a place where your spine feels fairly neutral. Then we're going to press our left forearm into the block. Feel our chest lift up a little bit. So I don't want this to be tension on your shoulders. Just enough to where the shoulders feel stable and like they can hold you up. Then as we drive our left forearm into the block, we're going to lift our right arm up off the block and hold. Put our right forearm back down. Press our right forearm into the block, lift our left forearm up. And lower down, lift our right. Lower down, lift our left. Lower down, lift our right. Lower down, lift our left. Lower down, lift our right. Lower, lift our left. Lower and release our blocks off to the side. Come back to child's pose. Rising up, crawl forward, flip over onto our backs. Placing our feet on the floor. Let's interlace our fingers behind our head. Supporting the back of our head for a moment. Finding our breath, letting our shoulders relax. Let our chest open, our upper back relax and release into a neutral position. As all of this begins to take place and our upper body begins to settle, we're going to lift our hips up off the floor and hold. Let our chin soften towards our throat, and we don't have to lift very high, even halfway works. Now slowly inch our hips down, 1 inch at a time. Noticing how this feels on our neck, our upper back, our mid-back. And then we're going to rise all the way back up again. And lowering down inch by inch, pausing, checking in. And lowering all the way back down. And lift our hips again. Lowering our hips down inch by inch. Noticing at what spot does our spine feel best. Releasing our hands from behind our head. We're going to do the same thing without supporting our head and neck. We're going to let the floor do it this time. And when you're ready, rise up with our hips. Inch down slowly. And once we reach the floor, hold. Letting our spine soften. And we're going to take our blocks, place them underneath our knees. Let our arms relax out, palms facing up. Then I want you to notice your head, your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. And begin to actively press our head into the floor. And relax. Take our hands to our forehead. Holding our head down, actively push our head into our hands. And relax. Let our arms come back out, palms facing up. Let our body soften into the floor. Drawing our awareness back to our bodies. Slowly bend our knees. Rolling over to our right side. Pressing ourselves up. And taking our hands together in front of our heart. Feeling all that we've found in this practice. Place it into our hearts and take it as a gift. The gift of being grounded, being present, being in the moment. It's absolutely okay to ebb and flow between all of the areas of our life, the components of it that make us who we are. As long as we don't forget that most important part, who we are and how to connect to it. Take that as your gift today. Namaste.